Welcome to class. Let's get started. So today we're going to go way back, and I know that this really is in Algebra 1, but I just want to make sure that we have some basics down before we get started and going in some harder stuff. So today all we're going to do is add and subtract with negative and positive numbers. So I've got a number line at the top, and you'll see the negatives are on the left and the positives are on the right. And as we're adding and subtracting, that's really all we're going to do. If we have a negative number, we're going to slide it to the left. If we have a positive number, we're going to slide it to the right. So this shouldn't be too hard, but just make sure you really are understanding the process and why we're able to do what we're doing. So the first one, we have 8 plus 5. And I know you know what this is, but let's just see how it will actually work. So we're going to start right here at 0 on the number line. Maybe I'm going to change to red, make it a little bit easier to see. Start right here at 0 on the number line. All right, and then the first number is a positive 8. So a positive 8 is going to slide to the right. So we're going to start at 0 and go up to 8. And then we've got a positive 5, and that also is going to slide to the right. So we're going to go up another 5. And I ran out of space on the number line, but you'll see that this is a positive 13. Okay, let's look at the next one. On the next one, it says 6 minus 2. For today, I'm going to say 6 and negative 2. I've got a positive 6, so that'll slide to the right. I've got a negative 2, that'll slide to the left. So I'm going to start at 0, and then I'm going to go to a positive 6, so sliding to the right 6, and then I'm going to slide back 2, and we're going to see that that is going to be a positive 4. Again, I know you know this, but let's just think about why it is, okay? The next one, negative 3 and a positive 5. So negative 3 is going to slide to the left. Positive 5 is going to slide to the right. So starting at 0, and we're going to go to negative 3, so slide to the left 3, and then slide to the right 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to land up there at positive 2. Okay, let's look at the next one. I've got a positive 4 plus negative 9. Don't get confused by that. It's just a positive 4 and a negative 9. So I'm going to start at 0 and go up to 4. Positive 4 to the right. Now back to the left, 9. So count back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we're going to end at negative 5. So a positive 4 plus a negative 9 is going to be a negative 5. And number 7, the next one, positive 7 minus negative 2. Now, you know this, but remember, what does minus a negative number? Well, that's just a plus positive, right? Plus positive, you can make them both positive. You can just change that minus negative to a big plus. But I've got a positive 7 to the right. I've got a positive 2 to the right. So starting at 0 and going to the right 7, and then going to the right 2 more, and you'll see that all of this is going to be 9. Okay? Now let's just get a rule that you know before, but it's probably been a while since you've heard it. If the signs are the same, so if they're both sliding one way or the other. If they're both sliding to the left, we're actually going to add those numbers. If they're both sliding to the right, we're going to add those numbers. If they're sliding in opposite directions, then we'll have to subtract those numbers. And yeah, so like we can see that the 5 and the 8 on the top, they were both positive, so we're going to add those numbers and we get a 13. 6 and 2, those are opposite signs, so we're going to subtract. 6 minus 2 is 4. The negative 3 and a positive 5, again, both going in opposite directions, so we'd subtract. 5 minus 3 is positive 2. A 4 and a negative 9, opposite direction, subtract. 9 minus 4 is 5. And since 9 was bigger, it's going to be the negative number, so it's going to be a negative 5. And then the last one, 7 minus negative 2, is a positive 9, because a minus negative is going to be a positive. All right, let's look at the next one. What happens if we're multiplying and dividing? Well, multiplying and dividing is just repeated addition or repeated subtraction. And so it's going to have a lot of the same rules, but there's going to be some that are different. So for example, here's the main rule with multiplying and dividing with negative numbers. If there's a negative. So if there's one negative sign, it's going to be negative. If there's two negative signs, it's going to be positive. Two negative signs are going to cancel, just like we saw before, minus negative. They're going to cancel, and it's going to make a positive. So 5 times 8, so here's what we do. We would start at 0, and we would go up 8, and then we would do that 5 more times. And so you can see we're definitely going in the positive direction. 5 times 8 is going to be a positive 40. The next one, 7 times negative 3. So we're going to start at 0. Negatives are going to the left, or kind of like going in reverse. Maybe for this part, that's a better way to think about it, actually, going in reverse 3. And we're going to have to do that 7 times. So we're going backwards 3, 7 times. That's going to be a negative 21. All right, the next one. Negative 9 times negative 11. Now, this is going to be kind of interesting. So the negative 9, we're going to go back this way 9 times. Except you see, I'm sorry, we're going back that way 9, and we would do that 11 times. But you see how it's negative 11? So it's going to kind of reverse it, and instead of the negative going backwards, we're actually going to reverse it and go forwards. All right? Maybe that was confusing. Maybe it's just easier to remember that a negative times a negative is going to be a positive. This is going to be positive 99. All right. The last one, negative 2.5 times 4. So let's think about this. First of all, is this going to be negative or positive? There's one negative, so this is going to be negative. And then 2.5 times 4 is going to be 10. So we've got negative 10. All right. Let's do maybe one more set of these. Division. So we've got 8 divided by 2. They're both positive. This answer is going to be positive. What's 8 divided by 2? That's just going to be 4. All right, let's look at this next one. Now, this one can be tricky, and it's important that you see this, okay? This negative sign, we've got negative 16 divided by 8. Now, I don't care where this negative sign is written. It doesn't matter. You can write it out in the front like that. That's fine. You can write it up at the top like that, negative 16 divided by 8. Or you can write it on the bottom, 16 divided by negative 8. It doesn't matter. Wherever you're going to do it, we have one negative sign. So our answer is going to be negative. 16 divided by 8 is going to be 2. All right? Let's look at the next one. Negative 125 over negative 5. Let's look at these signs first. I have a negative and a negative. That's going to be a positive. So we've got 125 divided by 5. That's just going to be a positive 25. And the last one, I have one negative sign, so my answer is going to be negative. 39 divided by 13, that's going to be 3. All right, so no problems. I think we've got this. Good luck.